Hey team, welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 346, I believe. And we are coming to you from my lounge room. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the common things that I talk to people about all the time when it comes to them really establishing their positioning, when it comes to them really putting themselves out there and marketing themselves. So some of these may sound familiar to you as well. A lot of people will say to me, oh, look, there are so many people out there in the industry already, how am I going to stand out? Some people will say that they don't have the experience. Some people will be worried and concerned about being seen, being heard, and everything else. Now, if you've got those things rolling around in your head for a start, chances are that that is going to color everything that it is that you're doing. So we want to put all of that away. The thing that you need to do, and it's really super simple, and I'm going to waffle on about all of this today, the things that you really need to have a look at are what have you got in terms of experience? So whether you are brand new to business, you've got a whole ton of life experience, right? If you are experienced in business and what it is that you're doing, then you've got experience in that. Now, getting out there and marketing yourself online is different, right? It's you really marketing. I was talking about this yesterday. It's you marketing your personality, you marketing your points of difference, you marketing your values, you talking about the things that are really important to you and allowing that to blend in with your content marketing, right? So it's really important that you have those pieces in there. But first and foremost, the thing that you've got to take a look at is remind yourself of all of this experience that you actually have. Now, I've had people who have got 40 years in an industry say to me, oh, but I don't feel like I know enough yet. I need to go and get another qualification. I need to go and do this. Hi, Jeanette. I need to go and do that. And it's honestly simply not the case. And we know that you don't need that to actually be seen, be heard, and make a difference online, because you have seen, and I know it because I've seen them and you've seen them, these fresh young little whippersnappers that are coming onto the scene, they're coming into the industry, and they are marketing the shit out of themselves. They've got front, they've got confidence, they get out there and they do their thing. We know that they do not have the experience that you have got and that you have had, and yet they are still, for all intents and purposes, and if what they're saying is true and if what we're seeing is true, they're absolutely crushing it, right? They're killing it. So what we've got to have a look at is, well, if they can get out there with all of that front, with all of that confidence, then what the heck is, what the heck are we actually really worried about? So what it made me think about is, I remember I was writing in my journal today, I had this flash of a memory come through, how that happens. And I was thinking about the first time that I was my first public speaking engagement. So this is outside of my work at the bank, it's outside of anything, my first public speaking engagement. And I was absolutely petrified, but I was like, this is when I first started this business 10 or 11 years ago. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to try everything. I'm going to give everything and anything a go, because you know what, shit, I ain't got nothing to lose. What's the worst thing that happens? The worst thing that happens is it doesn't work. That's fine. So I was like, right, I'm going to go and do this. On the day of the talk, I lost my voice. I had like the worst throat. My throat just went like, I was petrified. I didn't think I was going to be able to speak. I got to the venue and I actually had, I had the bar staff, because it was being run in a function room at a pub. And I had the bar staff make me a hot water and lemon with honey in it, because I could barely speak. Really interesting self-sabotage technique there, right? But I had this kind of like fearless almost nature, throw myself into anything. And I know that when we first start our businesses, that's often how we start out. We're kind of fearless because we don't have anything to lose. It's just like, well, you know what, if this doesn't work, then I'll go and get a job. If this doesn't work, then that's okay, we'll try something different. When you've been doing things for a little while and we've got some skin in the game, hey Kelly, and things are kind of working, it can be it's this really interesting kind of push-pull between throwing ourselves out there and trying something versus and this is what I mean, like when we're talking about your experience and stuff, like we can get scared. And I know I put my hand up, I've been in this boat where it's like, well, if I go and do this, but what if I lose my credibility? What if people think I look like an idiot? What if I'm not professional enough? What if I lose the current clients that I do have? What if nobody even gets or understands it or buys into the next thing that I'm doing and that I'm talking about? And I think we get caught up in when we've got runs on the board, we can really get caught up in that really being hung up on the outcome thing, right? Where we really, really want to work because we really, really want to grow our business. We really want to take it to that next level. We really want to double, triple our revenue or whatever and get more clients and help more people. And, we've all got that big dream and vision of really creating mass influence and being iconic and doing so much amazing work that it can kind of go but yeah, I've got these runs on the board and maybe I'll just keep playing safe and, maybe I won't go put myself out there because I don't quite know enough yet, or I don't have that experience, or whatever else it is that you're telling yourself about why you can't go and do this stuff online. It's all bullshit, to be blunt, and not sugarcoat it at all. So, and like I said, we know that you don't have to have all of the experience in the world because we see these new people coming in with a hell of a lot less experience than us, getting out there, doing it and crushing it. So one of the things that you can do to really help build the confidence in yourself, number one, is you've just got to decide to get the fuck over it, and you just have to do it. When it comes to positioning yourself as an industry leader, when it comes to you positioning yourself online as a person to watch, the person to listen to, a person that your audience can get help from, you've just got to suck it up, princess, and just freaking do it, right? That's the first thing. The way that you can best bolster yourself in order to be able to do that is to actually go back and have a look at all the world and have a look at going, all right, well, I did this and I've done this and I've had this and I built this practice, or I built this business and I've had this many clients and I've done this, that, and the other. Yes, one of the other beautiful things that comes along with having a business that you might have been in for a stretch of time, let's say 5-6 years or more, there's usually moments in that 5 or 6 year experience where we have our line in the sand moment and we're just kind of like, fuck this. If I can't do this on my terms, and if I can't make this work for me in the way that I want it to, then it's not worth it. It's not worth all of this time, money, energy, blood, sweat, and tears, heart and soul that you pour into your business, that you pour into your marketing. It's got to be on my terms or it's not going to happen. So we all come across, at some point, I believe everybody in business has that line in the sand moment, that watershed moment where it's like, all right, something's got to give and something's got to change. Now, you don't actually have that. When you are a brand new to business person, you don't have those experiences necessarily that you can really draw upon. That's one of the people I was talking to yesterday, we were talking about grit and resilience and how you've got to have hunger, grit, and resilience in order to really make it in what it is that you're doing. It's actually just a fact. And the reality is that most people probably don't have that hunger, grit, resilience in order to keep driving forward, but you do need to be able to access that. So as you look back through your experience in your business or in your life, remind yourself of the tough times that you have worked through. Remind yourself of the highs and the lows and everything like that, because that shows your life experience. It shows your work experience. It shows that the things that you have been through. And I believe part of the reason that you've been through those things, and often a lot of those things are really shit, and a lot of those things are often really great, that you've been through that in order for you to be able to help somebody else who might be faced with something similar to be able to navigate their way through. I'm a big advocate for saying, hey, learn from my mistakes. learn from the ways that all the things that I've screwed up with to try and, you will make mistakes, but if I can kind of like smooth the way out for you a little bit, I wouldn't wish upon anyone some of the stuff that I've been through in this business or in my life actually. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing that I really want you to do is remind yourself and go and do another stock take again of how much knowledge you've got rolling around in that head of yours that people really need to see and hear. And when you go and you look at all of the courses that you've done, all the books that you've read, all the personal development stuff that you've done, all the perhaps the degrees or the formal learning that you have done, you have got more than enough knowledge right now for you to be effectively marketing yourself online in a way that is different to everybody else. I can hands down guarantee it 100% without even talking to you. I know that you have got all of that within you. It's just a matter of if you don't have me to help you pull that stuff out, you've got to go and sit down and actually remind yourself of all of that, because that's where the confidence comes. That's where you can go, all right, well, I've got all of that black and white laid out. Like, I can't freaking ignore it. There are so many things there that I've done. There are so many things that you've achieved. There are so many things that you've overcome and worked through and celebrated through that you can use to kind of like pump yourself up in order for you to get out there. So the title for this live stream was Youre So Vain, right? And this is where like you have to be really pragmatic and put that whole thing aside. How people will say, oh, don't toot your own trumpet, or don't blow your own horn, or, whatever the thing, don't be so egotistical and shit like that, or don't be so vain. Now is the time for you to actually be vain. Now is the time for, in a resourceful way, now is the time for you to go, hang on a second, I am freaking awesome. I am so amazing. I can do this. I have got the knowledge, the experience, the sass, the wit, the whatever it is that's within you to be able to get out there and put yourself out there and be seen as being different as well. You are very welcome, Melissa. And Jeanette, yeah, exactly. So that's my 2 cents for you today. You have to freaking own it, because there is nobody else that can do that for you. There is nobody else who can turn on that live stream and front up as you. There is no one else who can write your content for you the way that you do. There's nobody else that can coach in the way that you coach. One of my best friends asked me to read an email that she'd written, just proofread an email that she'd written for her people yesterday. And I had a read through it, and it was about comparison-itis. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like the email was so good that she's going to share with her people, with her audience. And I was like, it was really funny. I've messaged her and I've gone, oh my God, I'm having comparison-itis reading your writing. It's written so well. I wish my writing was so good, blah, blah, blah. She's got her, one of the things that she pointed out, like she's got her way of coaching. I've got my way of coaching. It doesn't make her way any better or my way any better, but what it does is for her audience, she is the right fit for them. For my audience, I am the right fit for them. And it doesn't matter what the hell anybody else is doing. It's just about you really owning your very own amount of awesomeness and using that and getting out there. So that is that, my friends. Now, this is a huge thing that we are working on in Eye of the Tiger that starts next Tuesday. We'll be going through this in our second call, which happens, I think, on Friday next week, actually. So if you are not in Eye of the Tiger yet, you should be, because it is going to give you everything that you need to really get out there, get in the ring, fight for what it is that you want, right? Get that rocket up your backside so that you can make 2020 the year that you really, really want it to be. The link is www.nicolamoras.com.au/tiger. All right, my friends, I am going to love you and leave you and go and do some things. I think I might be writing chapter 3. That's going to be fun, of Into the Spotlight. So we're going to get that done. I got a couple of things to chase up. So get out there, go be amazing, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. And remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. I will see you tomorrow, if not before.